Okay, I'm a little nervous. It's my first video. Clearly, the lighting is not perfect, but we'll work on these things as we go. I'm trying to make it very organic and just to get out of my comfort zone. I don't know where I'll go with this channel, but ever since I was a little girl, I will play in front of the mirror in my mom's vanity, and I'll sit down on her vanity and just kind of imitate the newscast anchors and just share the news of the day. I don't know, something that I always wanted to do that caught my attention. I started going to high school. I started high school, and I tried in my junior year here in the United States. I was born in Colombia, South America. I came to the United States when I was 15 years old. And so basically my junior year, and I thank God here you have electives. So I chose to take TV production class, and I was so scared about that class because of my English. I didn't feel I was good enough to pull through. In my innocent mind, I thought that I was that was it for me. Like, that was all the English that I was gonna learn, and that it was never gonna be better, I guess. And I still had a whole year ahead of me to learn more English, and on top of that, like 4 years in college until I took my English assessment test to graduate from journalism. So yeah, I guess I didn't do a lot of research, and I let my own limited mindset stop me from pursuing my dream. So I just went into a confusion period, if you will, where I knew that I was very creative. I love sitting down and creating decorating my MySpace page. I even created my own website, and I posted pictures from my high school friends back in Colombia. I would spend hours just like decorating it, learning how to code, and how to place everything in all the pictures and titles on the website. And that was just fun to me. It was very laid back. I wanted to learn Italian, so I took more classes, and that was something that was fun, that I enjoyed. So all that to say, my dad kind of like saw my what I was good at. I mean, something I knew for sure is that painting, which was one of my hobbies and one of my biggest talents, I thought, and in my head, and I guess to most of society, the arts was something that wouldn't make you rich. And you saw a lot of struggling artists out there, and in my experience at 15 years old, I never met anyone that was really successful. So that was put to the side immediately. And so I was volunteering at the church as an usher. And I love people. I love talking to people. I had a lot of patience. So it was either psychology or hospitality management. I started doing research and seeing what was good with those skill sets. And those came to mind. Oh, another thing, I didn't like math. That was my pain point all my life. So I decided that I needed to go into a career where math was not the main thing. So I chose hospitality management. There was an accounting class, but accounting was very good. I really enjoyed it actually. So I went with that because I learned that psychology, while it was very appealing to me, I had to go all the way to becoming a doctor. And I just didn't see myself being in school for that long. So hospitality management was it. I went with that, and in the middle of the career, I really enjoyed it. Let me tell you, I went to FIU, and it was amazing. The best 4 years of my life. Well, right after high school. And then I got to volunteer with Food Network chefs. I was the liaison at the Wine and Food Festival here in Miami. As FIU students, we got to volunteer every year and get scholarship money for working the event. And so I was the restaurant liaison for some local restaurants here in Miami. And that was like a section of the big tent that they will put up in Miami Beach. So, and this is a festival that happens every year in Miami. You get chefs from all over the world, especially the United States, and it's sponsored by the Food Network. FIU started it, and it was so big that they got the Food Network to partner with them, and then it just became this big thing. Literally, all the big chefs die to participate in. So it's very prestigious in the food industry. So it was just a great opportunity, but I realized that I wanted to have a family and that slaving was not for me. But I still went with to finish the career, and then on the side I got a certificate in event and meeting planning, and I thought that would be fun too. Till this day, the only thing that I did with that degree was work at a travel agency, and I also worked as part of the planning team for the Children's Expo in Miami, and that was a lot of fun too. I did also, since I didn't have my work permit yet, I had to wait. And in the meantime, I started working for a shoe wholesaler. And I was an administrative assistant to the owner. And he was just starting. So I supported in the growth of the company, and I felt very committed to the mission of the company, and I fell in love with fashion there, and with the whole process of product development and production and the whole thing. It was fascinating, and he really allowed us to participate, which was great. So I said, well, God, I'm gonna pray about it, and if it is your will, and if you want me to continue growing in this company, I'm just going to go back to school. And that's what I did. I went back to school. projecting my future and with this company, right? And unfortunately, since I grew so much, and my boss trusted me with so much in the company, he will call me in the middle of class, and a lot of people depending on me. So yeah, I was kind of like the manager, and so yeah, it became a thing. I felt like my heart was part into. It was either continue with the responsibilities of the company or, you know, school. And I chose to continue with school. Um, so, yeah, even though he called me several times, even after I graduated, to go back, and I just, my ego, to be honest, just didn't let me go back. But I started working at Saks Fifth Avenue, where I, was introduced into the luxury world. And, I was able to be creative because, oh, I didn't tell you, my degree was fashion merchandising. In merchandising, of course, you're able to make things beautiful. Just make a space beautiful with the clothing. So, but my end goal was visual merchandising. I wanted to be part of the visuals team, and that happened later on. But for a good 3 years, I was working in the merchandising department. It was a lot of work, a lot of physical work, a lot of weekends as well that I had to work. But I really enjoyed it. This great team, and until we got laid off. Actually, I went to Haiti on a mission trip with my friends from the young adult group, and yeah, on my way back, I was let go. They were just waiting for me to let me go in person, of course. And yeah, that was hard, but I just trusted in God, and I was able to, as I was looking for a job, a friend of mine asked me to help her in the she was transitioning out of a company, and she didn't want to leave, the company hanging, because she was a director of marketing. I had no background in marketing, but we did take some classes in my fashion merchandising curriculum, so I had an idea of marketing. So I took the job. Of course, I was not the director, but I had the responsibility of supporting the opening of a gallery. He's actually a pretty big artist right now. He was before, but right now he's like blown up. Orlinsky, and he's a sculpture slash pop artist. He's from France, and I mean, the guy is insane. What he's done, very unique. So I had the time of my life working with that company. The gallery was going to be open in Mexico City, and just traveling there, I felt like I had no choice but to push through and fake it till I made it. Thank God they had a lot of systems in place, and I was not alone. So I had a lot of support from the people around me, but for the most part, I had to figure it out on my own, because my friend, she wasn't working there anymore, and I just didn't want to go back, and I felt like it wasn't ethical to be sharing what was going on in the company with her, even though because she had left. So I relied on God, prayer, and the people around me, and doing research on my own to figure out how to do things. And then this ended with the pandemic. Of course, marketing events were not going to be happening anymore for a lot of companies. So that was the first thing that, with the shutdown, that department was let go. So yeah, then in 2021, well, I started, the Lord prompted me one day, hey, why don't you open up a Fiverr account? And that's what I did. I opened up my Fiverr account, and I opened up a service to write articles for people, blog posts for people about the faith. And I did it. My English grammar is not perfect, but I did it, and I figured it out with my roommate. I lived with an American born from Minnesota. No, she's not Minnesota. Oh my God, she would kill me. Michigan. And she has amazing grammar. So she was able to help me, and she will like proofread my blog post. And that's how I was able to make, like, I don't know, $1,500 in maybe 6 months or so, maybe a little more. But yeah, I was doing that, and then until I finally found my current job. I work as a fashion stylist online for a company called Wantable. So look it up, wantable.com. And it's been a great 3 years. But now I'm looking for something new, something that will give me more money. I'm married now, and so we have big dreams. And with that comes new responsibilities, especially financial responsibilities. So I'm currently looking for a job, but nothing has happened yet. And so I said, why not? Everyone's out there creating content. My creative bug still there. This is part of who I am. And even though it's a little dormant right now, I kind of want to shake it up and start again with something new. So, wow, this was long. We don't have any babies yet. We're praying for them. We're very Catholic. We're Catholic. And our faith is the most important thing for us. And one of the reasons why we are together, because of our faith. That's one thing we have in common. That's very important. So, yeah, we'll see where it goes. And I'm happy to have you learn about me. And I know that maybe my experiences in my 40 years of life might touch you and might help you and might encourage you to do it, to just do it. And even if you don't know where you might end up, taking those turns make you into who you are. And you always grow, you always learn something. And I mean, I like to spice it up from time to time, so I guess it makes sense that my life hasn't been in a straight path. When you look at my resume, I've done so many things, and I don't even have space to put it all on my LinkedIn. There's no space for it. So I've worked since I was 15 years old. I was babysitting, so, and I would take little gigs here and there. That's the way, as an immigrant, you have to do it. My parents gave me food and a bed, a nice home. But anything extra, if I wanted name brand clothing, I needed to work for it. I like nice things. I'm not gonna lie. Of course, after all, I love beauty. And so, but beauty has a cost. So I needed to work. And I was very grateful because I've met so many people, so many people. I know you can talk to me about anything, almost anything. I've recently gotten into politics because my husband loves politics. But more than politics, he just follows the news and current events. And that was something that for me, of course, it was just like a lot of noise. But as I got older, well, actually, to be honest, because I married him, I became more responsible. Um, yeah, and more interested. And I'm paying attention. I want to know what's going on, and maybe one of these days in one of our videos, we can share a little bit about politics and thoughts about the nation and the world, because it is important. We Even if you think like you're not in a position of authority, we, with our votes, we get to decide who does what. And so it is annoying. It takes time to learn about candidates, but nowadays, with the transparency that social media gives you, and just there's a myriad of people just trying to create content. Some are fake news, but for the most part, there's really good information out there. So there's no excuse. Anyway, God bless you. Thank you so much for inviting me into your home. I hope this is a long relationship and I want to learn more about you. So leave your comments, and then I promise I will read them. And based on that, I'll give you feedback and we'll go from there. Good night.